Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a New Year's Eve glam tutorial, so let's get started. As always, I'm starting with my brows, so I'm taking the MAC Spiked Brow Pencil and just using that to fill in my brows. So I'm starting underneath, drawing a line from the front of my brows all the way to where I want the tail to finish, and doing that on both brows. With this particular pencil, I'm making sure I'm using really light pressure, because if you dig in too hard with this pencil, it just snaps, but light pressure and you get so much pigmentation from it. Now that I've filled in the line underneath my brows, I'm just slowly filling in on top, so I'm going really light with the pressure and just making sure it looks as natural as possible. For the front of my brows, I'm just taking slow strokes upwards to make it look like hair strokes. But I'm going very lightly because, as you can see, I'm taking a spoolie and just smudging that out so it looks more natural and not a harsh line at the front. So after filling in my other brow exactly the same as the first one, I'm then taking my ANASTASIA Clear Brow Gel just to set those brow hairs in place. To prime my lids, I'm taking the MAC Slight Cover Up Concealer in the shade NW20 and just patting this all over the lid. So I'm using quite a thick layer, so I'm patting it all over the lid and then also using it to outline my brows as well, being very careful when going around the brows because I still want to keep that strong line in place underneath. To set this concealer in place, I don't use like a translucent powder anymore to set the concealer in place. I just use patting motions all over the lid, and that sets in concealer enough so that when you add shadows on top, they're all nice and pigmented and really bright and easy to blend. Now I'm just doing the exact same on the other eye and also taking that underneath the eye as well. So the first shadow that I'm going in with isn't even a shadow, so it's the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural in the shade Dark Tan. So I'm just taking that on a Peggy Sage blending brush and just blending that into the crease. So as you can see, when I'm applying it, I'm doing it very pigmented at the start and then blending out the edges. For brow bone highlight and inner corner highlight, I'm taking Nylon from MAC, my all-time favourite inner corner highlight shade. Now I'm going back into the crease, and to blend out that dark tan shade even more, I'm taking Vapour from Illamasqua, and I'm taking that on a kind of smaller pencil brush, and I'm using that to blend out the edges of dark tan. To deepen up that crease, I'm taking Sienna from Anastasia Beverly Hills on a Zoeva Luxe Fine Crease Brush and just patting this into the crease. So as you can see, I'm making it really pigmented, so I'm not really focused on blending at the start. I'm trying to make it as pigmented as possible and then blending out later. To blend out that shade, I'm going back in with Dark Tan on my fluffy blending brush, and then on top of that going in with some more Vapour from Illamasqua. Now I'm taking Fudge from Anastasia on an even smaller, more defined crease brush, so I'm packing that on the outer corner of the eye and then running it into the crease. Again, not focusing on blending too much, just making sure the colour is as pigmented as possible. To blend that out, I'm going back in with some more Sienna on my Zoeva Luxe Fine Crease Brush and just blending that Fudge shade out a little bit. To carve out my crease, I'm going back in with the MAC Slight Cover Up Concealer in NW20, and with my eyes open, I'm using a flat concealer brush and just placing where I want the line to go up to, and eyes open is the best way to do that so that you're not taken up too high or too low, it means that you get the best kind of light straight line as possible. So I'm just defining the line, going in really slowly, because this is where if you go too quick you can easily mess it up. So I'm taking it very slow and doing small little strokes at a time. And because I'm not taking it all the way across the crease, it's only kind of more of a half cut crease, even though I have taken the concealer over pretty far. Once I put the shadows on top, it'll only be a half cut crease. So I'm just using the tip of the brush just to blend out the edges a little bit and make it not as harsh. So now I'm going back in with Sienna and just patting this all over up to about half of the crease, just to make sure that that's going to be all blended at the end, because obviously I'm putting a shade on the lid, but I want it to be a kind of tricolour cut crease. And then I'm going back in with some Fudge on the very outer corner of the eye, again just to make it all blended. Before I go in with my lid shade, I'm just doing my lower lash line, so I'm taking some Vapour shadow on the same kind of pencil brush that I used earlier and just buffing this underneath my lower lash line. And then going back in with Sienna on a smaller brush just to buff that under the lower lash line as well. And then again taking the same brush I used to apply Vapour just to blend those two shadows together. Next I'm taking Black Gel Liner from Inglot and just using that to apply to the waterline. Now I'm taking Fudge on a smudger brush just to smudge that black out a little bit on the lower lash line. I'm also taking some of that gel liner onto my upper lash line just to make it easier for my lashes to go on later, because it kind of conceal the brand a bit more, and it means that it's easier for you to put the lashes on the correct way and make it less noticeable. So the brush I'm using for this is the Zoeva 317 Wing Liner brush. It's my favourite brush for liner. I would recommend it over everything else. Next I'm taking some ELDORA lash glue on a little flat shader brush from Lychee. So I'm just putting this on over the front half of my lid. So I'm just patting this on, really focusing on where I cut the crease so that most of the glue is up there, so that most of the pigment sticks up there as well and keeps it that crisp straight line. So I'm just applying this all over that inner half and then making sure I kind of blend out the edges a little bit so the glue isn't so harsh on that middle section of the eye. I'm doing exactly the same on the other eye as well. For my lid shade, I'm taking the Gatsby pigment from Peaches and Cream Cosmetics. It is my favourite pigment for the lid. It is a gorgeous gold shade. So I'm just packing this all over the glue with the same brush that I used to apply the glue, really focusing, as I said before, on the cut crease to make sure that's very defined. Next, to set that gel liner in place, I'm taking Blackout from Urban Decay on another wing liner brush and just packing that all over where I place that gel liner on top of my lid. To deepen up the outer corner even more, I'm taking Smoke, also from Anastasia, and just patting this on the outer corner of my eye. And then just blending out the edges with the brush I used to apply my Fudge shade in the crease. And as always, just going in my previous brushes just to blend out the edges and make sure everything is completely blended and perfect. Next I'm applying some mascara before I apply my falsies, and today I decided to go with the MD Me lashes from Prima lashes. They are gorgeous, so fluffy, I love them. Now it's on to base. So for foundation I'm taking the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in the shade NC30, and I'm just patting this all over the skin with a more fluffier brush. I didn't really used to do this before, but I love doing it now. So this is the Real Techniques cheek brush that I think was from a limited edition set. If I can't find that brush, I will link something similar in the description box below. As with everything else, everything will be linked. I'm being extra careful round about my brows because of how long it took me to fill in my brows. I don't want to mess it up with the foundation, so I'm taking a flat concealer brush and just using that to, with the same foundation, just to outline the brows to make sure they are all perfectly covered and not messed up in the slightest. And the same kind of thing, I'm taking a kind of smaller, fluffier brush. I think this is a concealer buffer brush from Real Techniques, and just using that to apply foundation in between my brows. For concealer, I'm taking the Peggy Sage LuminouSkin Concealer in the shade Beige, and just applying this to my under eyes, a little bit down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my chin, and also underneath where I'm going to contour later. I discovered this concealer through Kimberly Makeup Studios. She always said it was a dupe for NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I love, but being a working makeup artist now, I have to use things that are cost efficient for me and that are not too expensive, and NARS is just so expensive and this is so much cheaper. I will leave it linked in the description box below. I'm just blending that out with a little mini beauty blender just to blend that into the skin. Since it's New Year, I want my highlight to be as popping as it can be, so I'm taking the ANASTASIA Liquid Glow in the shade Perla and just applying this to the high points of my cheek, down my nose and on my cupid's bow, just to make my powder highlight that I'm applying later even more intense. Next, I'm setting my under eyes with the RCMA No Colour Powder, and I'm also applying this to areas of my face where my foundation tends to kind of rub off or crease, so my forehead, down my nose, and also on my smile lines and chin. Now to bronze up the skin, I'm taking the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Dark Tan again on my MAC 168 and using this to bronze up my cheekbones. So as you can see, I'm kind of dabbing this on and then I'm blending it out. That makes the colour well more pigmented and just really adds a nice bronze to the skin. So I'm also taking this on my jawline and on my forehead. Now to add even more glow to my skin, I'm taking the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Global Glow, and I'm just applying this kind of all over, basically all over my face. This just adds an overall glow to my skin. I am so obsessed with it. Now the last highlight I'm going to use is the shade Shine Bright from Doll Beauty. I am obsessed with this highlight, it is so amazing. Now onto lips, I'm taking the MAC Lip Liner in the shade Whirl and just outlining my lips. For lipstick, I'm taking the MAC lipstick in the shade Peachstock that I have depotted into my little lip palette, and I'm just applying this with a brush all over my lips. Now I'm going back in with my lip liner just to redefine my lip line. For gloss, I'm taking the L'Oreal lip gloss in the shade Disco Ball, which is a kind of peachy pink with kind of hints of gold. It is gorgeous and ties up perfectly with this eye look. Finally, I'm setting my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and that is the finished look. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please look out for any more future videos from me. I'm going to get back on the YouTube game this year. Just watch this space. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!